everybody. Happy Friday. It is Friday, February 20th, which to me it just sounds like a good day. So I hope all of you have had a good day, topping off a good week, inshallah. So, first order of business is Funty B was first in the chat today. So Nancy B, congratulations. You are number 3 on February's new list of first commenters. So I took a page from Foxy and Dee Dee's book. I have a list, but it's going to be a very short list. So every month I'm going to write down who is first in the chat. Sometimes there's 3, sometimes there's 5. Who knows? Who cares, really? And then we will spin for a winner on the stream that's the end of the month stream. So we have this month's list is Benjamin Peters was on the 6th, Zenny was on the 13th, and Nancy B on the 20th. So how exciting. And you all will, or whoever the winner is, I should say, will win some very mysterious, awesome prize that is determined but yet to be shared. So, yeah, I don't know. I should probably consult Dee Dee to make some kind of rules video. But as for now, it's real simple. So I don't think the rules are going to be too important. And I think I covered them all. So there we go. Let's see. Let's say hello to Nancy B, obviously, number 1. She beat Zen. So this week, Nancy B is just kicking Zen's ass. That's how it is. Speaking of kicking ass, before I start with hellos and such, I just want to give a shout out to the USA women's hockey team beat Canada yesterday in the gold medal match. I watch zero hockey, except for men's NHL hockey. I watch zero women's hockey normally, but I was invested. Like Costanza's invested in curling this year or this Olympics run, but and so likewise, so am I. Since what she watches, I watch, but I was personally invested in the women's hockey extravaganza that was their Olympics this year, and they beat Canada. It was an incredible game. Actually kind of boring up until the last 2.5 minutes when they tied it. It was literally Canada the entire time, 58 minutes, and then 2.5 minutes left, boom, goal, right? So all of a sudden I went from horizontal on the couch to sitting up and staring, watching. And then they went into overtime, and what's the girl's name? Keller, I think is her last name. It's a 3-on-3 for 20 minutes. And she just went up and just made her mark and just boom, goal. I want to say maybe 2 minutes in or something. It was crazy. So that was awesome. And for all of you who don't care about the Winter Olympics, there's your little nugget of Winter Olympics news for the rest of your life. So anyway, I was super stoked about that. That was really cool to watch. And I'm glad we won, because if we had lost, I would have been bummed. So that was really cool. Anyway, on to the hellos. Let's see. Benjamin Peters was second, only to Nancy B. So good for you, Ben. But you made first on the week of the 6th. So congratulations to you. Cheryl's watching or listening mostly on her way home. But she's always a loyal participant viewer. So I love that. And then I had some free time before the stream started today. So I was chatting with some people who were in a little bit early. And the Zen Ginger made it in. And Lisa, what's up, girl? I've been talking to her for a little bit. We were talking about, she has a new short out of her her little Aries betta, who I don't know its name. So you didn't tell me its name, but it is fabulous. Really cool. and Ben congratulated me on my new 50-gallon low boy. I am stoked for it. So Foxy and Didi were giving me some shit because I didn't tell them how I persuaded my wife to let me have the 50-gallon low boy. I thought I had, but I apparently didn't. So here's the deets, guys. So I looked at the fish room and I looked at some tanks. I looked at the racks. I looked at everything that I was like, okay, so what would I be cool with trading for the 50-gallon low boy, right? And I looked and there's like a row of 10-gallon tanks on the bottom that I just haven't, like, that were kind of reserved for like fry and grow out, that I hadn't been using. And really, some are just full of duckweed and the others just didn't have anything in them with like the sponge filters running. And I was just like, well, those can go. I would be fine if those went. So what I did was I said, okay, babe, can I trade these 10-gallon tanks? These 10-gallon tanks will be out of the house, which is very appealing to her because she thinks that I have too many tanks, which may or may not be true, but I mean, it's alleged. So like, how many tanks is too many? Nobody really knows. It's an imaginary number. So it's not even real, technically, if you think about it, you know, from a math perspective. But anyway, so I traded what I told her. I was like, I will trade these 6 tanks. So technically 60 gallons of water for a 50-gallon tank, a new one. And she was like, okay. It literally took her all of 5 minutes, not even 5, maybe 1 minute to just sit there and think about it, and was like, okay, deal. And I was kind of taken aback. I thought it was going to be a bigger fight. I was prepared with more factual information, but I didn't need it. I was over prepared for the situation. But that's how it ended up going down. And that was great. I am still super excited. It's going to be a minute before it gets set up because I'm still focusing on trying to get the 100-gallon tank and stand combination into the house. But unfortunately, it didn't happen last weekend either because Costanza went out of town on Sunday morning, which I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I knew she was leaving, but I didn't know exactly when, and it turned out to be way sooner than I had anticipated, so that was my fault. But hopefully this weekend, you know, all universal things coming together and saying, yes, Emily, this is the time. Hopefully this weekend we can get it moved in. So crossing my fingers for that. But don't hold your breath, Nancy, because you never know. There's all kinds of chaos going on in this house anyway. So anyhow, Lisa the Wolf, what is up? I didn't realize this. I wasn't subbed to you, so I subscribed. I should be getting more of your content whenever you put it out. So excited about that. Let's see. Nancy B giving me shit for being half salty. It's what it is. And Nick at Hardwater, what's up, Nick? Nick, there's no propagation anymore. That's all right. Let's see. And Lance said that Maryland and Virginia, they're afraid of turds in the water, which I would imagine you're talking about sharks, because I said I don't think I could ever dive because I'd just be too afraid the whole time to really enjoy it. And what I would like is like a whole diving setup, like with the oxygen and everything, but like in a snorkel type situation. I would do that for sure. But like deep water, jumping like backwards off a boat into like the big blue, no, thank you. I don't think I could do it. It's just too much space. I'm in their terrain. I'm not used to it. I'm a shit swimmer, and I just uncoordinated in that capacity. So I just don't think it would end well for me. But anyhow, Jonathan G, what's up? And Scotty's here. And will there be a rule book for this list as Didi had for all of her stuff? I'm sure there will be. Eventually, it does not exist right now because I I'd spent the week trying to figure out how I wanted to come up with, some kind of rules situation and how it would be fair and, everything. So I think it's just the first person who's in the chat every week gets put on a list, and then we spin for the winner at the end of the month. And I don't know if I want it to be a wheel of you lose or a first person gets it situation. So maybe we can have like a vote on that. We'll see. I don't know if I can make a poll in the chat in StreamYard, but I'll figure it out one way or another. We'll vote on a wheel of you lose or a first time winner wheel. So yeah. Anna Banana, what's up? And then Didi is the rules master. You are very, very correct. Magnus, hello from the United States. I don't know if you're into watching the Olympics, Magnus, but your women's hockey team did really well, considering they had lost their funding for a while, and then they just got it back, and their program is up and coming. So really cool. I don't know if you were aware of that, but there you go. Beto, what is up, Beto? Let's see. I like watching when I know there's minimal falling or tragedy. I get you. Ooh, what about women cross country in the Olympics? I got to admit, the cross country is a hard watch. It's a whole lot of effort, I think. But I don't know. I haven't watched much of the cross country, much of the skiing, to be honest. I watched some like snowboarding in the half pipe, a lot of curling, obviously, because the wife is really into it. A lot of hockey, and the big jump big jump where they like go. There's like a set of skis and like an indent in the ice, and they like jump off really big. I guess I'm not really sure what it's called, but it's interesting. And then bobsled. There's all kinds of stuff going on, but for some reason I think cross country is on like late in the evenings. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I feel very ill-informed right now. Let's see. Cleo. Who's Cleo? Oh, Cleo, the Beta. That must be her name. Okay. That's a cool name. That reminds me of the lady back in the 90s, Miss Cleo, the tarot card reader, whatever. I gotta say, in cross-country skiing, broken bones are really not on the agenda, Lisa. So I think you'd be safe watching it. My anxiety is too high for any Olympic catastrophe. Yeah, cross-country skiing would definitely be your game. You know what the really cool one is the one, it's boring to watch, but also exciting at the same time. It's like cross-country skiing combined with shooting. So like they're cross-country skiing with a little air rifle on their backs, and they have to ski, shoot 5 in a row. And if they don't, they get like penalized if they don't make a shot. It's fascinating, but like, whew, really difficult looking. Fish Fam Link, hello. 7 tanks is too many. Beto, you must not have a fish room, sir. But 7 tanks is like a row on my rack right now. Well, 6 technically, but I would say that 6 is too many saltwater tanks. I think like 1 or 2 saltwater tanks would be my absolute maximum. Like they're high maintenance in my opinion compared to freshwater. So I've got my fish room and stuff for breeding my freshwater fish and all the things that I like. But I'm very specific with the freshwater fish that I do like. So, and I'm not into saltwater fish. I just like the corals. So, yeah, I would agree that 6 would be way too many saltwater tanks, but not for freshwater. I think I have, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 freshwater tanks in my office. So, yeah, I gotta say, I don't think it's too many. Maybe 5. For some people, I could see. Yeah, it was a close call. That event does seem pretty amazing. They're all amazing, to be honest. And there was a big snowstorm. So, Greg Guppy Guy, number 1, hello. But number 2, sir, you're silly. Who is Ralphie May? I have no idea who that is. Hundreds of gallons raw sewage just dumped into the Potomac River. Well, that's horrible. Gross. Don't believe I would be going into that. Big Steve, what's up? Big Steve, how many saltwater tanks do you have? I'm curious. And do you think 2 is a maximum, or do you think that that's just silly and I just don't have my head on straight? What do you think? What do you think? Ooh, Jeff, hello. I'm glad you made it in. Hundreds, probably more like millions. Yeah, that sucks. This is the first time I'm hearing about that. My TV has literally been on the Olympics nonstop. So any news outside of, what's going on in Milan, I don't have it. It's not in the brain. Can we get a 15-second extension on response time? 30 seconds is quick. I am not sure what you're talking about, Scotty, but sure, I don't mind. Oh, are you talking about like on whether you don't even have to respond for the giveaway? It's just literally who's first, so no response required. You don't have to be here. Well, I don't know. Maybe that is another rule we should add. 30 seconds is quick. So you want 45 seconds, Scotty, on whether or not you're here. That's not bad. Okay, I'll consider it. I'll take your suggestion under advisement. Let's see. Jeff Pelham. Can't believe you're here. Awesome. I love it. Let's see. Magnus says that deep water is calming, not stressful, but I'm a former record holder and bronze medalist in freediving. Scuba scares me. Okay. Did not realize that you were such a big deal, number 1. Number 2, congratulations. That's amazing. But I don't know. Deep water is some, I imagine like you can see blue all around you, which is cool. But then when you look down, you see black, and that would absolutely be a no-go for me. Scary. But like I said, a scuba setup, but just for snorkeling. That would be my ideal. But yeah, but freediving is that's awesome. Something I don't think I could do, because I think I can hold my breath for like, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds. But that's a Summer Olympics type sport, and I think they added it recently, if I'm not mistaken, to the actual Olympics, and you don't just have like world championships, but I don't know. I might be mistaken. I don't know. I'm suspicious of my own information. Let's see. Jeff's here. Jeff's here again. Zen says, hello, Bougie. Hi, Miss Nancy. Jello fishy folks. Hello, hello. Girl, same. I die in most Winter Olympic events. I don't know how they do it, really. Sweden will play in the curling final tomorrow. Okay, so is it men's or women's? Number 1. But also, the last I saw was they were still doing round robin, at least for the women's. So maybe it's men's. But you guys, oh my gosh, the controversy in curling. I have totally forgotten to even bring it up until just now. Canada with the touch, like the touch of God, like oh, and who was it Sweden that set him up, like on video to catch him cheating, and he totally, Canada, number 1, which like hilarious that they cussed him out, because Canada is always seen as so like nice and polite and like, oh no man, like you betcha, and stuff like that. And they caught him cheating, and he was totally cheating. But it was like a technicality that wasn't technically against the rules or something. But I don't know. If you're into sports and you saw what he was doing, it's come on. Come on. So anyway, there's all kinds of like internet memes and stuff about him going on, and it's hilarious, and I love it. But I don't know who's playing in the men's final or the women's final for curling. So I didn't even know that they were ready for that yet. I still thought it was round robin. So for watching so much Olympics content, I'm really like failing at providing accurate info for you guys. I'm really sorry. And Foxy, how could you possibly forget about Miss Cleo? She was a staple. And Miss Dee Dee, I don't know if you saw earlier in the stream, but I need some rules for the giveaway. First person to comment in the chat every stream gets put on a list, and then at the end of the month, that list gets spun for the winner. And we're voting on Wheel of You Lose or Wheel of You Win. So it's called Biathlon. Thank you, Magnus. I get mixed up with all the names. Like it's crazy, but there are a ton of very similar looking winter sports that are called different things. So it messes me up. Ooh. Zen's been creeping on Lisa. I think I saw you the other day in another chat. You still singing that song about kissing fish. Don't think I would kiss my fish. Just saying. Saltwater demands high knowledge, not high maintenance. Sure. I'll acquiesce to that, but I'm still learning. So it seems like a lot of high maintenance right now. But I'm sure once I get, some more months under my belt and kind of figure things out, that it will become less high maintenance than it is now. But right now, seems like a lot versus freshwater. Freshwater, you can just throw some water from your tap in a tank and have it just go and work, and put some plants in there and everything's great. But not so much for saltwater. So it's just been a big old learning experience for me. And normally I catch on to things really quickly, but it seems like saltwater I'm having a harder time. So maybe I just need to be more patient and move slower than what I'm used to. So, which is difficult because I want to do things quickly and have make changes and stuff like that. But apparently that is not the way. But Vanessa Janine, hello. Hello. And Big Steve's got two saltwater tanks. So you're within my realm of reasonability. So I like that. Zen, you're very late. Hey, Zen's a popular lady. She's got stuff to do, Scotty. So also, I wonder how her child's head is. Her kid, for some reason or another, rammed her head into a shelf and got this big gashing head wound during the Steenfot stream on Monday. So I hope she's okay. I'm sure she's okay. But I kind of want an update on that. How's her brain? Are we still intact? Is everything all right? Rachel, Bootsy, boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats. Hello. Let's see. I was here beforehand, came back. You were late, but being on time. It's true. She was here. And that's the fact, is like, if you're not early, you're not on time. I was always taught that. It's just, unfortunately, sometimes, because that's not how the world works most of the time. But I'm always early. So chronic early arriver. So much that it gives me anxiety if we're either on time or late. So give your kids a conniption, and that's how you do it. Let's see. I think it's very similar to freshwater. If you can have however many fresh, you can have that on saltwater. Yeah. Um I I'm kind of the opinion. I haven't done it yet, but I think a saltwater tank works a lot better with a sump. And if you can have a bunch of freshwater tanks hooked, or a bunch of saltwater tanks displays hooked up to the same sump, I think that would be my ideal situation. Um, but I haven't like I intend to put the 100-gallon on a sump, but I haven't drilled the tank or figured out how I'm going to do that yet. So, but I have the sump going. The sump's been in the bathtub actually seasoning and doing its thing. So once that gets going, or once I get the tank in place and drilled, it should be a really easy transition into putting stuff in the tank. That's my hope. But I don't know. However many freshwater you can have, that many saltwater. I don't know. That's a lot of work when it comes to water changes, I think. Just having that extra step where you have to mix up the salt and kind of let it sit for a little bit. Um, I don't know if I agree with that, Big Steve. I think I think no matter what way you cut it, saltwater is just a hair, at least a hair, maybe even 2 hairs more demanding than freshwater. But I do suppose once you're good at it, you can keep however many tanks you want. But in terms of like maintenance, I would have to disagree that saltwater is indeed a bit more demanding than freshwater. But like once you understand the demands, it's not difficult to do. It's not that it's more difficult, it's just one or two more steps than you have to do for freshwater, and that's what I think would put it over the top. Let's see. One saltwater tank is definitely enough. If it gets overgrown by corals, it makes sense to get a propagation tank. Thank you. I agree with that 100%, which is why I am going to have the frag tank. For the 50 Lobo is going to be a frag tank for the 100-gallon. And I intend to kind of well, I won't have to use the frag tank for a long time because I'll start with little frags or small colonies, and then I'll let them grow. And eventually, once it's time to frag them, I will frag them and then put them in the frag tank. So, yeah. Benjamin Peters, thanks for the nightmare fuel. You are welcome. Happy to provide. I broke down the third salty tank and combined fish, but someone is being mean to the others, so not sure what will have to happen. That's another thing, Dee Dee, is that saltwater fish are finicky. I'm not too much into saltwater fish, but I know that there are certain fish that you can combine and certain fish that you cannot. Because of territory, or they don't like the way they look, or for one reason or another. So yeah, I get that, but I wonder what fish did you combine? I'm curious because I know that there are some that just don't care, but then others that really do. So, and was that a tank with your corals in it, or was it a completely different one? Just curious which one it was. And was it one of the cube? Was it the cube or one of the Aqueon tanks that you were talking about? I need to know. I need to know these things. Let's see. Zen says the blue water pools that go down to nothingness, like you're just jumping into one of those coin spiral machines at the museums, freak me out. That, yeah, no. Tap, tap. No. Yeah, definitely not. And Cheryl made it home. Good. How's your truck doing? Did you fix it? I'm assuming you fixed it since you're traveling from one place to another. But yeah, we love Canadians, but that granite touch was a violation. I am with you, Magnus. I'm with you. He totally got caught cheating and got called out, and got real mad because he got called out, and it was proven. Was he deflating the puck? No, he was not Tom Brady, Johnny. But hello, by the way. But no, he was touching the rock, which I learned the Olympics sources their rocks for curling from granite from Scotland. and there's only like a handful of artisans that can make them. Um, they're not the only people who make them, but they are the only people who make them for the Olympics. And a set of curling rocks for one game, I think, is like 15 grand. It's like $15,000 for one set, which makes them pretty spendy. As far, I mean, snow is free, but you got to have the correct curling rocks for the Olympics. So that's what, like at least $45,000 in rock. Talk about expensive rocks. Like I thought we were paying a lot for our, fish tank rocks, and here the Olympics is paying $15,000 for what? How many do they have? 10? No. Okay, say they have 10, 20, a set of 20 rocks for $15,000. Would you do it? The Olympics would. Toonie Loon, hey, what is up? And then we've got Cheryl and Jeff and Zen. It should be called Scoot and Shoot. I don't disagree, Nancy. I get why it's called curling because, the rocks curl on the ice, but I don't know. It should be called Scoot. I like Scoot and Shoot better because it rhymes and it's great. First on the list after going live or before going live? Before going live. Literally the very first person in the chat. But the kicker is that I make the stream, like I set the stream up at different times during the week. Sometimes it's going to be 30 minutes before the stream starts. I get it made. Sometimes I'm like Stephen P and I've got it up a week ahead. It changes. So you gotta be on the lookout. That's not an Urban Dictionary. Scoot and Shoot is definitely it's not Urban Dictionary levels, and I don't think so. Or Urban Dictionary, I mean. But yeah. I'm staying freshwater too. Yeah. Saltwater's not for everyone. There's been a bit of a learning curve for me, but I think because I've been trying to treat a saltwater tank like a freshwater tank, and I need to treat it like a saltwater tank. So, I gotta change my avatar picture. For what? Why? Oh yeah, it's a seahorse. It is saltwater. Yeah, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, Jeff. You gotta update. You had to actually work at work, Scotty? Oh man. Unfashionably late. That's perfectly all right, Stephen P. I know you, number one, work, and number two, you're like a wizard. You show up exactly when you mean to. So it all works out. Okay, good. Here's the update. She's doing great. Still a little swelling around the wound, but merely a deep scratch. 'Tis but a flesh wound. A tiny puncture, but we dressed it for 2 days and she's back to yelling at people on Fortnite. Excellent. I like that. Scoot and Shoot sounds like somebody testing, trying to hit the toilet bowl. The stuff hits the fan. Girl, no, it does not. Scoot and Shoot is cute. Don't make it bad. And Scotty has 2 salty tank. Okay, so 2 seems kind of like a good. At least from what I'm seeing, 2 is. I don't want to say a maximum, but a nice, comfortable level of salty tanks. So. Let's see. That's a lot of people. 15,000. Jeez. Greg the Guppy Guy, early arriver, is that code? No, sir. You're over here in the gutter today, man. Dee Dee's rules are up to about the same size as the encyclopedia, so if you keep it small as the dictionary, that's a win. Depends which encyclopedia. Like whenever I was in school, I remember each encyclopedia, they had like it was either by time period or date wise. So that's how they were organized, or they had by start letter of the topic. So just depends which, and some encyclopedias were bigger than others. So just depends which encyclopedia you're talking about, Scotty. Let's see. Since Leaky installed the timer, folks get way more seconds than before. Ooh, okay. I'll have to check that out. I haven't been on Fish Fam Link for a minute. But I need to go and practice the wheel for the stream just so I've got it, on lock. Keeping the glass scrape clean is more elbow grease than fresh water. That's not wrong. That's true. So, speaking of, Jodi sent me these glass scrapers that are great for freshwater because they just get the algae right off the glass. But they use these blades. I don't know if you can see them really well, but the edge is super. Not if I turn it that way, but the edge is super fine. And it's not razor sharp, so I don't feel like I'm going to scratch the glass. But it's definitely sharp enough to get through some difficult algae. So if you're, I tend to stay on top of my glass. I really hate when it looks gross. But if you're the kind of person who kind of waits for a while before you scrape your glass, getting a scraper with those kinds of blades, it works really, really well. So, like I said, not razor sharp. So it's not like, I don't feel like they're going to scratch the glass whenever I use them. But yeah, so let's see. What does Steven say? Can you go full-blown neglect disguised as nature with a salt tank and not have it turn to shit? I don't know. I have not been in the saltwater hobby that long to have found out yet. But I'm assuming if you like do like a macro algae tank, I bet you could get away with it. A macro algae tank with a lid, I bet you could totally get away with it. But like I said, I don't have experience in the matter, but I bet you could. How do you feel about coralline algae? It's purple and it's pretty. As long as it doesn't overtake, because I want to use a sand bed. So as long as the coralline algae doesn't like grow over the entire sand bed and make the sand purple, I would be about it. Fragging is okay. So what the hell fragging is? It's basically like propagating a plant, but that's how you propagate a coral. So you basically like take a clipping of it, so you cut it and then glue it onto a little plug, and then you put the plug in your frag tank and let it grow out till it's big enough to put in the main tank or sell or trade or whatever. Ooh, Scotty disagrees with me. Salt is only as complex as you make it. I mean, I don't know. On one hand, I tend to agree with you that like you can make it a lot more complex than it needs to be. But on the other, I think that there are several steps included in saltwater tanks, like mixing the salt to a specific salinity every time and making sure that matches before you put it in the tank, so that your corals don't get upset and die. Ask me how I know. But I don't know. I just think it's got more. I think you could also make freshwater a lot more complicated than it needs to be. But I think to be successful in the very most basic you possibly could be, I think that saltwater has some more steps than freshwater, and that makes it inherently a little bit more difficult for the average person. Just saying. And then, well, with salty, you can't do as many line of sight breaks. That's true. I mean, it would be really difficult to get the right amount of flow in the tank while also having the rocks, oriented in such a way that like would provide sight breaks. That makes sense, Dee Dee. When a mama frag loves a daddy frag, that's pretty much exactly what happens. You just clip it and you make two corals when there was just one. Bum, bum, bum. Cheryl says, I think one of her cats is borderline stupid. She keeps getting stuck in the chemical cage in the basement. No idea how she's getting in it. Cats are special little creatures. My sister has two, which I love. Augustus, who's a big fat black cat, and I love him. He's so lazy. And then Caesar is a little skinny gray one. who just is kind of neurotic and gets up to all kinds of shit. So whenever she goes out of town, I get to watch them, and they're fun. But those are the only two cats who are in my life, or like at least adjacent to my life, that I actually like interact with. But they get into some weird stuff. Like I don't even know how they do it. So I'm sorry, Cheryl. You're gonna have to figure that one out. Set up a camera. That's how I would do it. And I love niche drama. Nancy's got Nancy. You need a new rock. I'm gonna send. You know what? If you end up winning the giveaway, I'm gonna send you a better rock than the one that you have. I just can't. I can't get behind your rock. It's a pitiful rock at that. I started with a damsel, cheap enough to cycle a tank. Thought it would take to get back to the store when the tank was cycled and ready to add different fish. But he's so cute and so territorial. Yeah. I see. I don't know enough about saltwater fish. I just know, like, I know that I would like a yellow tang to in the 100-gallon tank to help keep algae down. And Costanza wants a dory fish. I think those are called blue tangs, and they're compatible with yellow ones because they look nothing alike. But that's literally the extent of my saltwater fish knowledge. So, yeah. Curl it, Nancy. Ooh, the truck is working well enough to get to work. Oof, that's a tough situation. But needing a new one, yeah. Ooh, Jenna, hello. Is it the rock you showed on the stream? Yes, that's the rock she's talking about. I think she stole it from the Walmart parking lot. And you know what? She would be better served to put it back and get a different rock, because that one had no personality. No, like, if you were in the Olympics and the Olympics of rocks and you had to judge that rock, it is a 2. And it only makes 2 because it was of, you know, it had a smooth shape. That's all I can say about it. Like, no 10 out of 10 for Nancy's rock. It was a 2 out of 10. Oh, yeah, I think I saw the curling rocks being made on an episode of Most Expensive. Yeah. Not making a comment about buying rocks. And Scotty doesn't like damsels. Well, there's always, you don't have to go for a damsel, Scotty. There's also a whole other gender out there. Nah. No damsels in distress for Scotty. Wear out the fish in coral tank. I'm gonna ask you to try again on that one, Dee. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Unless you're talking about the damselfish wearing out the fish in the coral tank. I'm not sure. But those fish in your coral tank were cool. I don't know what they're called, but they had like the stripes and they had the big long fins that kind of go backwards. I liked those. I need to collect a lot of rocks. Don't we all, Jeff? Don't we all? Ooh, a couple of fish. Hello. Let's see. Ooh, for your Tanganyikan tank. Okay, so I think I might, I don't know. I have half a mind to take, I don't like my 40 breeder the way that it looks right now. And I think that I might want to put my Solosai in that tank. And what I learned is that you can use, I have this like really cool looking gray black sand, but you can use the rocks for saltwater in that tank because they're made out of calcium carbonate. And they will help keep the pH lower or higher. Sorry, they'll keep the pH higher, which is what the fish like. So I don't know. I'm thinking about how I might want to do that. I'm not sold on it yet, but I'm looking at the tank right now and I'm kind of like, ew, it's ugly. I don't like it. I like the fish in there. The fish are not the problem because it's my Bosemani, my LaCourte Bosemanis, and my Sturby with 2 crackhead zebra loaches, and some of Jodi's 411 plecos. But I just don't like it. I don't like it. So we're gonna have to change it. But I'm thinking that I might make it an African cichlid tank. But all rocks matter, Jenna. I don't know about that particular rock, Nancy. I don't know about it. I did set up a 14-gallon cube for solitary confinement, but I don't want to keep it, maybe? What did you solitary confinement, which is hilarious. Given your history, Dee, that you call it solitary confinement. But yeah, see, I'm dead. Yeah. All rocks matter, not that rock. Not that particular rock. That we don't just I don't even have words for it. Like she was like, oh, I have this rock, and then she showed me that rock, and I was like, this is pitiful. I'm gonna have to substitute her rock for her. I want to take care of 3 tanks. Three. I think you could get away with 3 on the smaller side tanks, but as far as like bigger, like I don't know, I would consider bigger like a 40 breeder or bigger saltwater tank. I think 2 would be my max. Just saying. But you can't automatically Oh, that's a good point. You can't manually enter names into Linky if she's got a weekly run going. I don't know. I did not think of that. I'm gonna have to look into it. I will look into it, and if I'll figure it out. We'll get one way to run it or another. But that's a good question, Zen. Yeah, you should get Matt to add that. True. Ooh, I want a scraper from Aqua Rocks, and they sent the wrong blade with it. Never bothered to try the one that fits. Yeah, so some of the blades are weird. But the ones that Jodi sent me, I'll have to like put a link out or something because they're great. They're like, I think like $12 on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. But they're great because they just have those 3 holes, like so there's in the scraper itself, there's like 3 sections for each hole to go into. It's not a 6-hole thing; it's just 3. And so it just fits right in there, and you don't have to worry about it. But I think there are others. I think it could be difficult to find specific kinds of blades for other scrapers. So especially if you have like one of the flipper ones, or I don't know. I've always been a little nervous to try the MagnaFloat. That style, like with the magnet on it, but with the blade also. For some reason or another, I'm just convinced that I would just strip the silicone right out, and it would not be a good time. So, yeah, I don't know about it, but yeah, you're not wrong, Rachel. Never bothered to try to find the one that fits. It can be annoying, so I don't blame you. Watching MD fish tanks have a rough go at saltwater is daunting to me. I haven't seen him do it, but I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's a whole different mindset than freshwater, to be honest, but some people might disagree with me with that. Let's see. Zen, I think Matt had added, but I don't know if it was lost in that incident happened. Don't know. I do not know. Some have done reef tanks and not done water changes for years, only top offs. They must have figured it down to a T. Yeah, I mean, in theory, like you don't really need water changes if everything's going really well and you're just losing evaporation water, which is why I say you would need a lid. And that's apparently what Scotty does. So yeah, I don't, and he doesn't even have to do top offs often, which that's great. But yeah, it's I I might need to go look at some of those MD fish tank videos because I'm not saying it's like the most difficult thing I've ever done, but it's definitely, saltwater has been a frustrating learning process for me. And it might just be because I try to do things too fast and whatever, but that's how it rolls sometimes. Let's see. I wish I could see more footage of everyone's tanks. Well, which tanks? That's a better question. I was cleaning up the discus tank because I wanted to make it my new background for the streams, but I couldn't get it just right with like cleaning it, and I needed to get more filter floss from Amazon because once I cleaned it, all the stuff got in the water and it was looking grody. So we need crispy water for a crispy picture and or crispy video, I should say. And that's just not what it was yet. So it's in the to-do list somewhere. But yeah, I have a lot of live rock and a few power heads, so plenty of line breaks and tons of flow. No water changes. Corals are doing great. I love that for you, Scotty. I know I told you my general plan was I didn't want to get live rock from the fish store because I didn't want to introduce things like aptasia and bristleworms and all the baddies that can come with it. But what I think I might do is get some live rock from the fish store and let it sit for a while. And hopefully that will be kind of like put it in solitary confinement, in Dee Dee's words. And maybe I can get away with not getting some pests with it that way. I don't know. But we'll see, because what I'm doing right now is it's working, but it's not how I want it to be. So let's see. I wouldn't mind some blennies. I do small saltwater for them. I'm not sure I'd do all the corals. I love the corals. I think they are fascinating. They're cool little animals, cool creatures, and the way they work is just, like I said, fascinating. It's really cool. But yeah, I could see it being overwhelming and not even want to try with them. So I get it. And Jeff saying hey to Beto. I'm hoping as my tanks age, I can do the same. Yeah, that's Scotty's got it right. Oh, what's up, Shirley? Glad you came in. Let's see. Correction, that was my old setup. My new tanks aren't there yet. Big tank doesn't have a filter yet, just power heads and no coral yet. Small tank has filter and power head and coral. No water changes. Nice. What sizes are your tanks, Scotty? What's the big one and what's the small one? I'm sure that they're bigger than my little 20 gallons. So, can I donate my week at first to Nancy so chances are higher she gets a new rock? You know what, Zen, you know what? I will allow it. I, as the head commissioner of the Planted and Enchanted stream, will allow you to replace your entry for Nancy B so that she can live a life with better rocks. So there we go. It is officially updated on the list. I will show you. There you go. You've been crossed out, Zenny. And both tanks are loaded with live rock. Interesting. Okay. That is very nice of you, Zen. I mean, selfless, really, because I don't know how Nancy sleeps at night having that one rock in her house. Come on. Didn't we have a pretty wood assignment for the next? We did. So to let the people in on it, we are each bringing our own select choice of premium wood to the next Ladies Night stream for judgment. Why are we? Sorry, I saw Shirley's comment under Dee Dee's. But yes, that is happening. There will be a competition and there will be a winner. So tune in to the next Ladies Night stream to find out who wins. Why are we being mean to Nancy's rock? Because Nancy's rock is like the reincarnation of, I don't know, Ted Bundy or something. Like, it's horrible. Nancy's rock knows what it did exactly. Um, she just brought this horrible, ugly, boring ass rock to the stream, and we can't like that. It was with you playing poker. Impossible unless you like to hang out in the Walmart parking lot and play poker. But yeah, she already ruined that alibi for you, Shirley. Bougie would probably be horrified by my rocks. I can't justify spending money on a rock. I'm not horrified, to be perfectly honest. It's literally just Nancy B's rock. I was expecting greatness, and she just brought a 2. You know, it's like when you see all the boyfriend red flags, but your friend is like, "I love him." It just say no. Just say no. Let's see. Yes, he would wear the fish in the BioCube tank. They wouldn't hide from him. Got it. Yeah. Okay. Um, that made you. I'm glad I made you laugh, Scotty. I need to find a damsel in distress, just not for my tank. Been there, done that. Yeah. Apparently saltwater fish are a bitch and a half to quarantine. Good grief. I had no idea. And freshwater, I'm really proud of like my understanding of medications and stuff, but like saltwaters, oof, they struggle. And you, what's up, homie? Good morning, you. I think it's like almost 6 a.m., 5 a.m. where you are. So I'm glad you made it. And, drink that coffee. Don't feel obligated to speak until you're ready because I get that it's very early. Yeah, the Solosai are really cool. And I got mine from, what is it? Dave's Rare Fish. And for a while I was convinced, and I know that as juveniles that they're all yellow, right? And I was convinced for a while there though that I only had females. So once I move them, I'm kind of hoping that the male kind of colors up and blues up a little bit more. But we'll see. We'll see how that ends up working out. But I love them. They're so funny and like full of personality as far as fish go. They're great and they're great to watch. I love them. So I think I would like to have them moved into the 40 and figure something else out for my Bozemanys and Sturbys. So let's see. My Hillstream tank is blue, white, and black gravel from other tanks, leftover slate from my angel breeding days, fake rocks with holes from the Zon. Yeah. I mean, that's probably perfect for Hillstreams. Yeah, I'm not hating on that at all. That's perfectly fine. But like, oof. I cringe whenever I think of Nancy B's rock. We're just gonna have to update that for her. Ooh, okay. Let's see. I use coral rock in my African. Okay, great. Awesome. That will work out then. That's my plan for whenever I move it. So, what am I breeding right now? Nothing. Right now I've got like my teacup platies are breeding, which they're platies and they always breed. Oh my gosh, you guys, I completely forgot to tell you. This is like the news of the news, even bigger than the Olympics news, which is hard to beat, I know. Okay, so remember a few weeks ago, Texas had that big freeze, right? Okay, so like the rest of the country had a big freeze too. But my outdoor pond, which is a laughable pond, it's like one of those 27-gallon totes, the black and yellow ones that you get from Costco. Or I guess Lowe's or whatever, but mine are from Costco. And I had it filled. It's like halfway down because of evaporation. I just haven't filled it back up. And it froze. It must not have completely frozen solid, but during that freeze, that 3 days of like 9-degree weather that we had, I was convinced it was frozen all the way, right? I looked in there yesterday. Do you guys know what I found? I have 3 rice fish that made it. 3, at least. And like, that's just me looking down into it from the inside of the house, like looking through a window. Like what? I was astounded. Like my jaw on the floor. I'm still trying to find it to pick it up. Like I did not expect them to live let alone have more than one. Like, what? So that is crazy. Crazy news. So when you guys say that rice fish aren't hardy, like, I just, yeah, I don't know. I don't believe that. Let's see. Texas Holy Rock is great for African cichlids. Yes. Texas Holy Rock is limestone. It's a different composition, I think, than the Marco Rocks rock that I have for the corals. And I'd have to go back and look, but I think I would be using the coral rock just because I have it, and because it would work. So, do the aquarium domain size tank, like a gigantic one. Oh man, maybe one day. Let's see. I think bigger would be easier than smaller. I have a 32 BioCube, 29, and a 14-gallon segregation cell. Huh. Okay. I can see that. Will Jodi be joining me again in the future? Yeah, she's curled up over the toilet right now. I was like, I'd hold your hair, but I'm a little bit far away for that. But yeah, she's sick. I mean, sick after being sick, so that totally sucks. Having the flu and then being sick to her stomach, so that blows. But the plan is yes, she will be joining because I know the people love her, but she just has been so busy or so sick that like it just hasn't been working out lately. So she should be back any stream now, but I don't know when that will be. So that is my best answer. I use razor blades like a plebeian. Hey, I mean, if the blades are working for you, Chelsea, like, firstly, hello. But number two, like, you do you, boo. Like, I mean, these are kind of just like basic blades, and I mean, I was only talking about them because I've got them on my desk. I was looking at them, but they work really well. So, and they were Jodi approved, which is important. Ooh, the easiest salt tank he's ever had was his 125. Interesting. I wonder if that means that my 100 will be easier than the 20 because, girl, this 20-gallon tank has been a little bit of a bitch, not gonna lie. Ooh, I've really tested the strength of silicone and glass bonding as I scrape away the inner seal with each scraping. Yeah. Low-key terrified that one day I will have just scraped it all away. It'll still be there, but like just hanging on by a thread, and then all of a sudden the tank will just blow and like I will have tons and tons of water on the floor, which is not like the end of the world because we have fake hardwood floors, so they're tile. So like that's fine. I wouldn't worry about the floors, but like it would just be such a effing mess. Like, god damn it. Have to go get the shop vac and clean it all up. Yeah, but I go hard in the paint with my algae abatement. Yeah. I'm really actually kind of good about keeping the glass clean for the most part, unless it's painted. So like if the algae is like on the black parts of the tank, I don't bother. I'm like, you live your best life over there. That's fine. But if I need to see through that side, I don't know what it is. But it's something that I can like really stay on top of. If I worked at an aquarium, like a public aquarium, that would be my job. It's so satisfying to scrape and like keep it clean. Now the outside of the tank, different story. Like my saltwater tank was the bane of my existence for a minute because I could not figure out. I would clean the outside of the tank with like Windex, right? And it was just not working. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Why? I've cleaned this 3 different times. Why can I still see streaks in the glass? I want it to be crispy. It is not crispy. What the hell is going on? And it was like the salt buildup, right? On the outside of the tank, the Windex wouldn't dissolve the salt because ammonia doesn't dissolve the freaking salt. Duh, mother trucker, like, of course. So what I do now is I'll spray some RO on the glass, wipe that off, and then do the Windex, and it works perfect. So just in case you guys have, salty woes like I do, like that's how I get by with that. So I have the Magna Float. It is really concerning. I just give it room and clean the corners with some sponge. That's what I would end up doing if I had one. I'm just nervous about it. Um, I changed out the bladed Magna Floats for the Velcro. Yeah, that's the ones that I use, Dee. Um, and Live Rock seems sketchy. It's like buying other people's Mulmy stuff. That's my exact like. That's yes, 100% Zen. Like I just don't like the idea of putting some big unknown into my tank. Like I would rather just wait and be patient and let it build up over time, you know? I'm not as bougie as Emily, but if you stand before a beautiful reef tank, your eyes bounce from coral to coral. What delight. Yeah, it's true. That's why I want to make one. Um, ooh, Ben, you got some nice driftwood for half price. Nice. I dig that. Wood is so expensive. Does petrified wood count as wood? I'll allow it. It's old wood, technically, but it's also fossilized, so it could count as rock. You could go either way, you know, kind of like the bisexual of rocks, if you will. Maybe that's what I'll send Nancy. I'll send Nancy some petrified wood. She'll like that it's 50-50, just like me. Okay, those will be the most prolific rice fish you have. Okay, so I've been thinking about bringing them inside. I don't know if I'm going to or not, but like the fact that they're still in there just wows me. So I'm kind of like, do I just leave them and let it ride, or bring them in and breed them? I don't know, but they're pretty either way. So, oh, but I'm sorry, your tub did freeze solid. I don't know how that tub did not freeze solid. It's only a little. There's like, it's got to be maybe like 10 gallons of water in there. Yeah, so I don't know how it didn't freeze, but Armor Mandaka are under 3 inches of ice and we're okay. I question those who say they're not bulletproof. Yeah, and exactly you. Like, my mind is blown at those. Like, I just can't. And Rico said his rice fish survived winters. Yeah, I'm telling you. Ooh, good evening, Dr. Ted. What is up, dude? Good evening, ladies. I'm here for eye candy and conversation. Well, you know, I'm happy to provide whatever you need, Dr. Ted. I like how small the razor blades are. They get all up in there. Yeah. They're very they're handy. But I find that, you know, with deep armpit level tanks where like you put your arm in and like I literally have to go all in my discus tank. I have to go all the way down past my armpit. And I was joking with my wife. I was like, I don't put deodorant on whenever I'm going to do that tank because I don't want it to get in the water, right? And she was like, the lengths you will go to for your fish. And I was like, obviously I put it on after, but like, I don't want to get it in the water. Like, you never know, you know? So she gives me shit for that. But yeah, I need one with a handle if I'm not trying to take a tank shower. A razor blade, I just tuned in. Does one need to have an intervention? Jodi not being here cannot be that bad. No. You're funny, sir. But no. We're talking about razor blades and getting algae off of tanks, not anything sinister or super serious. Scotty said, I was thinking the same thing. It must be almost tub season. Better start shopping for his next tub. I have a tub, but right now it's slated for use for mixing soil and stuff for our front yard project. But after we're done with that, your girl might just have 100-gallon tub pond. Not to brag or anything, but it's also kind of like I bought it with the intention of making it a tub, but like sold it to the wife as like, yeah, sure, we're going to use it in our project. Because we need it to mix up a bunch of soil and stuff. And so we'll mix it in there and then put it where we need to. And she's like, oh, yeah, that's absolutely necessary. And I said, yes, it is. It absolutely is. So I think I got away with that one, but we'll see. We'll see. As soon as I put water in it, she's going to know. Then I might be in trouble. But, you know, forgiveness, right? Not permission. Oh, this winter in zone 6, why I boxed my plants for winter. Don't say I didn't warn you all. Yeah. Gets cold up there. Um Dee Dee, you can scrape Ted's side and back any day. That's very very thoughtful. Very thoughtful indeed. I hadn't thought about using RO. I use vinegar. Yeah. So I think it was Than, who's a saltwater YouTube guy, a coral guy, and he said that in his on his coral farm, he particularly uses, his employees do not, but he uses RO, and just RO. Like he just wipes them down with just RO, and that's it. But I find that it doesn't, just RO just doesn't give me that nice fancy crispiness that I need. So I go over it again with Windex. But if I were worried about using Windex with my tank and the inhabitants or whatever, I would use vinegar. But I use what I got. So, hey, what's up, Cinnamon? Glad you're in. Ooh, so Ted's rice fish go in a 29 in a basement, gets down to 45. My channel shows a video of me setting it up. Might have lived under the ice as well. I'm telling you, they must have had like the smallest amount of liquid water underneath all that ice, because I looked at that little tub and I was like, wow, anything that's in there surely would have died, because the tub just it looked like it was frozen solid. But yeah, they made it. So good for them. I'm super happy about it. Like, I love them. And Beto, I use salt as deodorant. They sell it in a stick. That might be a little too granola for me. Like, I can be crunchy. Like, I can be a crunchy granola kid, but like, I don't know about salt as deodorant. I don't know about that. I'll let you continue onward with that, Beto. Ooh, it's Armchair Gardening Month. The Tricker catalog came this week among all the seed catalogs. We'll be making a 10 Mile Creek Lotus order this weekend. Great outfit. Laura is wonderful. I love it. I love it a lot. Ooh, okay, so Nancy's got 2 170-gallon stock tanks for tubs. I love that, and I also love that you don't have to worry about somebody else nixing your tub plans. Let's see. Everybody's saying hello to Cinnamon. And she says her basement tubs worked great, but can't wait for outside tubs. Yeah, I am waiting for it. I want to make a Daphnia tub this year, but I don't know how I would get away with it without breeding a bunch of mosquitoes. I'm just not sure. So I'm kind of going back and forth on it. I kind of wonder if I could make a Daphnia tub and then put like the mosquito dunks in it, to make that, anti-mosquito but pro-Daphnia. But I don't know if they'd interact somehow or whatever. So I'd have to do more research about it. But I would love nothing more than to have a green water Daphnia tub outside. That would be fantastic. So we'll have to look at that a little bit more. Ooh, a reminder from Dr. Ted. Get your mail order plants or mail order pond plants in this month so that you get priority for the best plants and shipping. Buy local, of course, in May if you can, but mail order has some interesting stuff. I went to I wouldn't call it an LFS because it's not local to me. Local in the terms that like it's still in Texas, but it is like 30 to 45 minutes south of Dallas. So if you take where I'm located, it is on the exact opposite end of Dallas. So I'm 45 minutes north. This place was 45 minutes south. So it took a while to get there. But this place had the coolest setup. They had a greenhouse in the back that had all kinds of plants and ponds, lots of fancy goldfish, really cool looking setup and everything. It was awesome. And then in the front of the store, they had freshwater and carnivorous plants, some reptiles. My wife was scared shitless because they had a python, which was really cool looking. And it was in a tank, so it's not like it was going to Harry Potter out of it. But yeah, it was really cool. And I would love to go there again to get my pond plants, but like I said, it's a drive, and there I've not seen another store like it in Dallas. So I wonder how well they're doing, because I hope they stay around. But yeah. Ooh, okay. So mosquito dunks are fine with Daphnia. That's excellent. That's good to know. Um, let's see. Outdoor brine shrimp tub. It's so easy. I bet it would be easy. Just mix up the salt water and put some in. That's what I would do. It would be so nice to have a basement for winter tubbing, but then I'd probably have to live in the cold zone, so never mind. Yeah. We don't have basements here. Our soil is too shit, and they don't, yeah. Texas does not build below ground normally. We have a concrete slab for at least most of what I've seen. A concrete slab or a pier and beam type foundation setup. No basements for us. Even though we have a shit ton of tornadoes, it would make sense for us to, but we just don't. Another fun Texas fact. Ooh, Nancy's gonna try a brine shrimp tub this year. I don't think it would have to be big. It would just have to be. It'd have to be cycled. You know, like put a cycled sponge filter in it. But like other than that, it should be super easy. I just got a notification that my LFS moved from 15 minutes away to walking distance and attached to my neighborhood, and like 3 times the size of their old store. Girl, you better hide that wallet. You better put your credit cards and a block of ice in the freezer. Like, ooh, I would be in trouble. I would be in trouble. Oh my. That's awesome. Like, excellent news, but ooh. They have saltwater stuff too for your saltwater tanks, or they just freshwater? What's the setup? Tell me about it. Ooh. There's a very good outfit in Texas that took over Texas water lilies. What's the name of the place near Dallas? Well, I know that we have Dallas North Aquarium is like my go-to store. We have Aqua. It's not Aqua SD. It's something SD, something like that. That's in the Colony. And then there's a bunch of saltwater places in Fort Worth. And then My Pet Fish, and the Fish Gallery is in Addison. But those are the only ones that I know of. I don't know. Oh, what was it? Oh, it was the aquarium place with the cool name. It was like half water, half terrestrial, like Terra, Aqua. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. Hold on. I'm going to Google it because I should remember it. Aquaterra, something like that. No. That was not it. That's the name of a watch? That's weird. Aqua, no. Aquarium. How about that? Aquaterratopia. It's in Crowley, Texas. But yeah, it's called Aquaterratopia, the place that I'm talking about. If it took over Texas Water Lily, I have absolutely no idea. But it's in Crowley, which is a ways south. So, yeah. Cinnamon says, I have a ton of great greenhouses and pond stores here that are Amish, so I just need to get ready for them opening in about a month. I would love to have that. That would be a great place where I would spend all my dollars. If I had that near me, I would do it. Asia, what's up? I'm lucky to have a wonderful local water garden center. I did a video on it. I'm gonna have to look at it. I will have to search for that because I don't know of like a water garden specific store aside from Aquaterratopia that I went to because there was an estate sale close to it that my wife wanted to go to. And I said, I'll go as long as we can stop at this store. I want to see it and look at what it's about. But it had a really cool selection of carnivorous plants, which I was like, I need this in my life. So, I bet you wish you had those huge fish bag carrying hands for real. That's funny. Poor Zen. I see a buggy in your future. Yeah, you're gonna need something. You know, like they make those carts for groceries that like New York City people use. And they like collapse down and then fold back out or whatever to be a cart. So that it has like a top basket and a lower one. You need one of those. Or alternatively, you could get a hover round and just like or a motorized scooter, you know, like they have in Walmart and just like zoom to your fish store, fill up your basket and zoom back home. Yeah, scooter with a basket, like Cinnamon says. They were talking about going salty, but I haven't seen a video to know yet. But I see an entire wall of plants. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. That little train meme of you is beginning to get more real by the minute. It's true. They have a seahorse in their logos, and they have to have salty. I would assume so, but I don't know. Oh, Ryan, what's up? Just, excuse me, just lurking. That's perfectly fine. I think we hit like 26 or 27 people, 28 now in the stream. Man, we're on the up and up. You know, with Jodi here, it used to be like in the 30s or whatever, and I was like, I keep telling her that the people want to see her, but she declines because she's too busy. So, but yeah. Oh, you're right. I think it used to be discus, so that does indicate you're correct. Ooh, that's exciting. So you're basically saying whenever I visit you, Zen, we can walk to the fish store and grab all the stuff, and then I will either call my wife or your husband, and they will bring the car, um, and we can load it up. That's what I'm hearing. Um, that's what I hope. Ooh, Zen could get an electric bike with a baby buggy. You know, no, she should get one of those, a red rider, like a little wagon, and pull it behind the electric bike. Just hit the like already. What's your problem? That's very true, Zen. Very true. Ooh, and even Nancy got in on it. 14 likes. Do better, people. Oh my gosh. And I am at the end of the chat. Holy crap. Would you look at that? I made it. We made it, people. It only took an hour and 22 minutes. Ooh, speaking of, let's check on Jodi. Let's see. Okay, so she hasn't texted me, which is not promising. But I just asked her how she was doing, and hopefully she's no longer vomiting. But we'll see. So I'll update the people momentarily. If she texts me back, she might be asleep. So we'll see about that. Let's see. Oh, no, still vomiting. All right. Dislike that a lot. Oh my god, speaking of bad news, Snooki has cancer, like Jersey Shore Snooki, or is Snooki a cat? One of your cats. Either way, very sad. Except with all that tanning that Jersey Shore Snooki did. I mean, girl. Like, come on. But anyway. Bougie, you can Waymo it now. Weird seeing self-driving vehicle. Oh, what's Waymo? What the hell is Waymo? Like, is it like DoorDash but for Singapore? Weird seeing or wait, hold on. Waymo, like a self-driving vehicle? You know, we could, because then the significant others could not see how much stuff we were bringing home until it was already home and too late. So excellent. I like that. Oh no, Jersey Shore Snooki and cervical. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, Snooki. I'm actually very surprised, Scotty, that you know about this before I did. Very curious, sir. Oh, yeah. Jesus, talking about bad news. Holy crap. I knew that he had ALS, but I didn't know that he passed away already. That's sad. Damn. Eric Dane. He was McSteamy. That's very true. Oh no, there's more. Oh man, not to be a downer, but KJE Keith is now down under hospice care at home. I have a KJE shirt, my and a little towel of his, And I remember buying alder cones from him, and the alder cones from him make the water so, so dark. So they're great. But like, damn, talk about downers. Minutes 20 through 25. Never mind. I don't know. I was trying to say like these minutes are the most depressing minutes of the entire stream, but yeah, a perfect misspent. Oh man. That's such a bummer. Oh man, if we're sharing bad news. Okay, we're still all right, bad news it is. If we're all sharing bad news, my cousin's husband suddenly passed away from pneumonia complications 2 days ago. They're in their 20s and their baby just turned 1 last month. That's horrible. Pneumonia is some serious business. Like I remember having pneumonia whenever I want to say sometime in middle school, and it took months to go away completely. And then I had as like it caused me to have asthma later. So yeah. So oh, that sucks, Jenna. Good grief. And Lance, you were talking about black mollies in saltwater, and yes, they can do freshwater or saltwater. So yes, very true. I didn't want to skip you, but can someone tell a joke, please? Yeah. Let's talk about needing a joke. I'm so sorry, Jenna. That's horrible. That reminds me of like the Jake Adams situation where like he passed away suddenly on a flight to Indonesia or somewhere, and left a pregnant wife and his whole like setup basically, like just horrible. He had a huge following and he still has a huge following, but still. Anyway, okay, first we're gonna start with a joke and then I'll tell Dee Dee what she wants to know. So why did the streamer bring a ladder to the stream? Why, Ted? Because they wanted to take their content to the next level. Ah ha 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 ha. That's so funny. You know when you like have to force a laugh just because you're expected to laugh, but you really don't find the humor in it? I feel like I've been reading sad things for 5 minutes straight, and it's just like, that was a funny dad joke, Dr. Ted, but I'm sorry I had to force a laugh. Like I'm still down. But Dee Dee says we need a laugh. How did I finagle that low boy? So I'm assuming you said. So I talked about it in the beginning of the stream. But I was able to snag the low boy by I kind of looked at my fish room and I was like, what can I willingly get rid of so that I can get this tank in here? It helped that I also needed to make space for the low boy because I kind of like in the style of a pack rat. I have something for every single like possible place that you could put anything in that room, because I just have so much fish stuff. I probably need to cut down on that, but you didn't hear it from me. But anyhow, I looked at my racks and I was like, you know what? I could make room. I could make a whole row of room on my rack if I took these 6 10-gallon tanks and traded it for a 50 low boy. And so that's how I presented it. I was like, hey, wife, what do you think about me possibly for Valentine's Day getting rid of 6 tanks and replacing it with 1 tank? It would be replacing 60 gallons with 50 gallons technically. And she didn't even have to think that hard about it. It took a minute and she was like, yes, I will allow it. And so that's what we did. We went, she didn't even ask any more questions. I was prepared with more information and more like I was ready to try and beg. It was unnecessary. I didn't even have to, grovel or anything, which was, nice, but also very unexpected. So the next day we went to the fish store and picked one up. And they're actually very light in comparison to how big they are. So that was a nice surprise. But yeah, yeah, so that's how that ended up working out, which is great. I just now what I need to do, the low boy's in the box in the garage, and I need to drain and clean all those tanks and show my wife that I have physically gotten them out of the house before I'm allowed to put the new tank in there. So um that was that's funny, but we went, got the tank, and then there's a Colombian food place that's right next to the local fish store. I mean, I think it's like a street over, and it was super easy to convince her to go that day because she's Colombian and like misses Colombian food a lot. So it was super easy to convince her. We just ran and got the tank, and then spent some time eating Colombian food afterwards. So it was a good day. It was a good Valentine's Day. Um, oh man. Uh, oh no, there's more bad news. Rough week. A friend with cerebral palsy passed this week. I'd worked with him 10 years. He was 55. Oh, that's sad. Cerebral palsy is just, it makes me sad that people have that. It makes me sad that people, I mean, it's sad when people pass away, period. But like, um, people who struggle for a really long time, I find that that's a little in the gut, like gets you. But man, well, Dr. Ted does have lots of bad dad jokes, so he can provide them all day. Streaming is 10% gameplay and 90% pretending you didn't just read that weird comment in the chat. You know what? That's surprisingly true. And Nancy wants to know what the weirdest thing that you've ever said in the chat is. And then Dee, I saw this on your stream. I was lurking through all of Hot Mess Express yesterday, and I was working on something and couldn't watch, but I was listening. And I know you called me out. And how am I going to sneak those 10s back in later? So funny you should ask. I was thinking about making a few of them like an auto top off tank. So like one filled with like RO water and then another filled with salt water for like, 5 to 10% water changes or whatever. I was thinking about it, but Costanza, she was kind of like, I don't know. She might she might see my sneakiness, but I kind of doubt it. I don't know. I wasn't using those tanks were for like fry and grow out, and I wasn't really using them, and it might be just because I wasn't using them right now. So instead of the front of the house and like putting them out for sale on like Facebook Marketplace or something, I might just put them in the garage for now. And if I happen to need them later, I might kind of be like, oh, I just take one at a time, and before you know it, all 6 are back in the room. But I really don't have a ton of room for them, so it really was kind of like trading out 6 small ones for one big one. But yeah. Asia says, my condolences for everyone and thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Condolences to everyone. That's horrible. No good news. And Costanza, I'm assuming is what you meant, is now a hero in your book. Yes, she's awesome. Sorry, but YouTube has standards that delete comments. But something positive, our pond creates a self-sustainable fog, and 4 years ago, I remodeled our island pagoda. I'm sitting with my smartphone drinking coffee. That is legitimate. I love that. Send me a picture of your setup, you. Like, I don't know how you would send it to me, like on Discord or whatever, but that sounds so nice. It's like so peaceful and relaxing and cool. I love that. Have you been drinking again, or is autocorrect really out to get you tonight? It was a wine and dine night, so yep, superb. Did she remember that you still have 100 gallons to bring into the house? She did not, but that's actually going in her office. So fish room and office are separate rooms. She doesn't see anything that's in the fish room, so like I'm thinking I might be able to get away with it, but we'll see. We'll see. Bum, dum, bum, bum. She had a trained typist. Look at you, Dee Dee. I never knew. Ooh, Vibes is here. Heading to an art club to do bookbinding and a blanket? That sounds cool. Hmm. You are full of surprises, Vibes. Just don't bring like a tub of cottage cheese to share with everyone. I'm sure they would just prefer your presence over your present. Set them up in the garage. That's a good idea, Scotty. You know, I might do that. Set them up in the garage for food cultures. That's an idea. Extra tanks are needed for emergencies, like a leak or some surprise fishes. You're not wrong, Benjamin. You're not. I bet you has some really cool stuff. I bet he does. I want a tour. Give me a tour, homie. All I said was that's so cool after you comment and it got Google modded. I've been for sure flagged by the YouTube gods. Well, Zen, but you're a mod here. Couldn't you like mod your mod? I don't know. I don't know how that works. I can say it, but I did get held for a second. Weird. Watch your language, Zen, says Rachel, who like never makes an out of place comment ever. Oh man. Rachel, your mops are still doing amazing in my tanks. I love them. So shout out for Bootsy's mops. I don't know if you're still selling them, but they're awesome. So go get some if you need some spawning mops. But yes, Scotty's idea has my gears turning in my head now. Keeping them for keeping some tanks for uh food cultures, you know. I need to make more. Ooh, have you set up a hydroponic garden and or use it as a filter for one of your large tanks? I don't know. I don't know what Scotty has done. But Scotty, you never answered. What size are your salty tanks? Like the big one and the small one? I don't know what that means. Like what's big? What's the big and what's the small? What? How much gallonage are we talking about? That's my question. Um. Oh my gosh, it's 6:37. We're just rolling. And since the dogs haven't like gone freaking nuts yet, I'm assuming Costanza has not made it home yet. I sent her on a shopping spree for Valentine's Day, so she's still out and about getting God knows what, but you know what? I can't complain. I have no room for complaining. Are you the one? Oh, hold on. Rachel, are you the one who said eyelash yarn worked better but still has been in case long term? I think eyelash yarn works better for certain fish, but I don't know if she was the one or not. So who knows? Dr. Ted. Nancy, I love the pics of Whip and Crystal visiting. That was cool. I want to go to the Tennessee Aquarium. So I might just like show up to Nancy B's house one day with a better rock, by the way. And we'll go and have a wonderful time. But Scotty, or 46, what are you talking about, dude? In the past, I've had every size from 2.5 to 125. And I haven't done eyelash yarn, so it must not have been Rachel. But 46. What is a 46-gallon tank? But I know you have a 125, right, Scotty? I wasn't trying to make one at the time, but now I want to. I can't remember what I heard where. Oh, Regina from I don't know their company name, but Corey Doris guy. What's his name? I can picture him. I know exactly what he looks like on a video. They live up where in the northeast, somewhere up in the northeast. They went down to visit Nick from the Australia kid. What's his name? Eric Bodrock. eyelash yarn for some Corydoras and her pencil fish. But yeah, I recommend it. I have some. I haven't used it yet, but I plan to use it for my Bosemani Corys. Yes, thank you, Ben. Eric and Regina Bodrock. Yes. Oh, okay. I currently have a 13 and 36 or 46. In the past, I've had 120. Okay, cool. Did you find that your bigger tank was easier? Is that what you were saying, Scotty? I think I remember you saying that, but I'm not sure. Ooh. Now that's a thought. Using dissolvable stitching thread for aquascaping. I mean, if it works well, the expense is worth it. I mean, but you're also talking to somebody who believes that. Like, I don't mind spending money when something is like of good quality. I would rather buy once, cry once than anything like that. That reminds me of like dissolvable stitches, which I'm surprised I hadn't thought of that before. Dissolvable stitching thread. The 125 was the easiest ever, and the 2.5 was the hardest. Interesting. That kind of tracks with my experience with the 20-gallon. Like, this 20-gallon is my nemesis, but I'm gonna conquer it. It's even moss green. Interesting. Ooh, talking about one of the 10-gallon tanks that I have to get rid of, has a bunch of, I think, Christmas moss in it. So I might be looking to give away some moss soon. I might be able to spread some of it out through my tanks. And I know one of my Caridina tanks could use some moss. But just in case anybody needs some moss, reach out and I'm sure I'll have some for you. Yeah, larger is easier. Like freshwater, large. Blah, 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 blah. Yes. I don't know. I've only tried a 20 so far, but like I said, the 100-gallon is going to be a salty tank. So we'll see. We'll get to compare. And I hope that I'll be able to make like a setting up video about the 100-gallon. I was going to make one about the 20-gallon, but it went south so fast that I was like, nobody wants to really see this. So I'll try and make one about the 100 and have it be like, I don't want to say cinematic, but better than just like, here's my tank, you know? Let's see. Oh, and Scotty needs moss. Excellent. That is wonderful. Mine is actually made by Sungrow and meant for plants. It's this one. Oh, good. Excellent. Snitches get stitches, tub boy. For some reason, I think Nancy B would make a fantastic bouncer. Like, I see it. I see it in her future. Or maybe her past life. I'm not sure. But I dig it. And you've been so neglectful of your fish this winter. Well, you're busy, Dr. Ted, doing doctor things. And what happens at Fight Club stays at Fight Club. I am not in any way, shape, or form surprised that Zen has dissolvable stitching thread. Not even a little bit surprised. Like, doesn't faze me one bit. So, and yes, she likes using it as well. Never piss off Mandy. Yeah. I mean, her kid didn't even get the stitches that she probably needed, but you know, she said, tough it out, lady. Just kidding. But dissolves eventually. Oh, she bought it specifically for Subwassertane because it doesn't stay down at first, and someone else suggested it. Excellent. I wouldn't have thought of using it for Subwassertane, but yeah, I could see how that would be. I'm sure I could see how that would be useful, but you'll have enough again by next Christmas. Yeah. And Zen does have all kinds of magic stuff. That's why her hair's so big. It's full of secrets. And pink secrets even. But yeah, all right. Down at the bottom of the chat again. Goodness. And with still 26 viewers. Ha! That's awesome. But yeah, that's all I got. I mean, like, I went almost 2 hours today. I don't want to step on any toes if I am. And I believe Steven's doing McStreamy tonight, so that will be fun. But I guess unless the people demand more content, unless you guys want 15 more minutes, I'll do that. But like, I don't have much else to talk about. I think I pretty much got everything, including my like Miracle Medaka, the USA Women's Hockey. I'm a real witch. Then yes, very true. Ooh, vibes. One of my best investments this year. Yellow clip-on glasses. Yellow clip-on glasses for what? Are you trying to be a minion? Like, what are you doing with these yellow clip-on glasses? Are they magnifying? Like, what's? Tell me more about these yellow clip-on glasses. It's now added to her Amazon aquascaping list. Thank you, Zen. It will be momentarily added to my Amazon list, to be honest. And Mandy needs her own show. Who wouldn't watch? That's a very fantastic question, but unfortunately, I don't think we're ever going to get the blessing of a Zen stream. Unfortunately. Ooh, yellow lenses can help with night driving. Interessante. I didn't know that. Yellow glasses for driving at night. Oh, well, considering it's already dark outside, I should know that because some of these lights are in my office are connected to like sunrise and sunset. So they're off, which would obviously mean that it's sunset. And I had to look outside just to make sure, but I should know just because the lights are off that it's dark outside. But so many people. I've pissed off a lot of folks in my almost 7 years here. Name them, Zen, so we can shun them from the community. But you don't make people mad. People just suck sometimes. And sometimes they need to be told. So, hey, that's not on you. That's on them. What do you mean? Okay, bye. What are you talking about, vibes? I'm not gone yet. Still got 13 minutes left. Just check your DMs again. You already know. I've never heard that before about yellow glasses either, Dee. I might get my wife some because she hates driving at night. And I think it's because she's got astigmatism, but maybe the yellow glasses would help. Oh, and bookbinding. Yes, you need to go do that. I don't know. I just assumed they like glued all the pages in the back and kind of like wiped it on and stuck something on it. I figured that's how they do it, but I probably would not make very durable books. Vibes has books to bind. That's very true. It sounds like. So, what are you going to bind? Did you write a dissertation, Vibes? What are you binding? Ooh, Jesse just lurking while packing for a show. Right on. What show are you going to? I want to know. Ooh, astigmatism makes lights extra pretty and does increase the difficulty of night driving. Yeah, she does not like to drive at night, and she doesn't like to drive in the rain. So I'm assuming the two are related to astigmatism, but really I have no idea. Only two fish famers scare me, Nancy and Mandy. Two tough broads that take no shit. They would shoot me just to watch me die. Well, you should technically make it 3, but it's fine. I don't need to be on the list. It would make it the funty trifecta, though. You should be afraid. You should definitely be afraid of the funts. That's for sure. Oh, just a local swap. Okay, cool. Cool. I know that our local DFW swap is coming up March 14th, thanks to Stan Pittman, who always lets me know when the things are, because I don't know who's in charge of our of the club's marketing or whatever, but I never get notified of whenever anything's happening, so that sucks. The new group title, Fear the Funds, that's for sure. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. So when I was buying the 50-gallon lowboy, you guys, I was convinced. So I had calculated everything. I was like, we're going to be out the door for $170, like with tax and everything, right? So that was also one of the pieces of information that I was going to tell the wife to convince her that it wasn't going to be like super, super expensive, that I didn't end up needing. But guess what? I got a discount at the LFS for being part of my local aquarium club, 10%. So like, heyo, got the 50 lowboy for $150. Boom. Don't mind if I do. I mean, it was like 151 or something like that, but that was awesome. And Cecil, you made it in. Hello. I'm glad you made it in. We've only got 10 more minutes, but 10 more minutes if I make it. That's for sure. Oddly, the Northeast and New England area do not do swap meets. Still auctions you have to sit through. Swap meets just sound better. And I'm interested to go see if we have salty people at the swap meet. I think we do, because it's like, I think DFW combines saltwater and freshwater. But I don't know, because I've never been to one. But March 14th sounds like a doable meeting. So dang, that is a deal. I told you, Nancy. So, and because they don't have these 50 lowboys in Jodi's area, I told her that I would get her one and bring it up. So if you're in need of the same deal, I can always stop in Tennessee on my way up to Jodi's and drop you off a 50 lowboy. Ooh, and Foxy's back. Hello again. But you've been having more hatches, right, of your little axolotls? Yes. Let's see. Lance is saying hey to Boots. Well, that's always a nice surprise. A discount is a nice surprise. I'm not gonna lie. Does anyone do brackish? I have not done brackish, but there's a saltwater puffer that I might do brackish for if I ever have the inclination to get one. But there's also a couple saltwater puffers that I'm like, you guys are so cute. But I don't know if I can keep them with coral. So again, I don't know very much about saltwater fish, but that is on my radar if I ever get the chance to get one. But let's see. Everybody's saying hey to Foxy. What's up? 50 Cowboys for everyone. Is that like for football or what? Because 50 lowboys. There you go, Dee. But I would also take 50 Cowboys, because go Cowboys. But everybody hates them, so I'm in the minority. Tennessee isn't on the way to Iowa. It is if you kind of go around, like that way. But at least in my brain, on my brain map, it is. But we would make time for Nancy B. Puffers are not a good idea with corals. Damn it. Okay, never mind. What did Zen say? Mud skippers were the only reason I risked brackish. I had to have those adorable little Muppet eyes. They're so cute. They really are, and their mouths are just like all the time. I think it's hilarious. But I don't know if I would risk a saltwater tank for just mud skippers. It would have to be like, I think it would have to be that like porcupine puffer fish, I think. But yeah. Haha, speak for yourself, Nancy. 50 Cowboys seems excessive. Maybe one or two. No more than 3, probably. I like to have options, Nancy. So you can just maybe 50 for selection, and then you just get to pick. How about that? Best of both worlds. And I need a cold shower now, thanks. You're welcome, Ted. 50 Cowboys could make good eye candy and a solid calendar. I mean, that's what, like 10 short of 6 calendar spread. I don't know. I didn't go to college for math, so it's probably wrong, but still. But they ate bloodworms from a chopstick. It doesn't get it. You know what? So does Nancy's pea puffers. They eat bloodworms from chopsticks or tweezers. Same thing, basically. Bougie wants her Cowboys like on a reality. She'll eliminate one by one. Yes, I would do that. I would be like, you get a rose. No rose for you. No rose for you either. Picky. But it's true. All right, guys. 5 more minutes. This is a 5-minute warning. In case you missed it, I'll be doing a giveaway every month. For the first person in chat gets put on a list every stream, and then we're gonna vote. I'm gonna make a poll or like a voting thing in the community tab for either Wheel of You Lose or Wheel of You Win. And so there's gonna be like between 3 and 5 names every month. They'll get to spin for a wonderful mystery prize. You don't get to know what the prize is yet, but it will probably underwhelm you. I'm not going to lie, but it's fun. So I didn't think the stream could get any sadder, but here we are. Get out of here, Zen. Get out, ma'am. But I mean, the Cowboys are a sad team. It does make me sad. So I don't disagree with you, to be honest. Like, I mean, until I honestly don't think I'm going to be invested like emotionally in the team again until Jerry dies or he gives it up, which he will die before he gives up his ironclad grip on the franchise. So, yeah, there's that. But I'm well aware of how awful they are. I get it. Agreed, Zen, until we start talking about the cheerleaders. The Cowboys are due for a reboot. Maybe they'll be great again. Not in this America. Isn't the Houston Texans getting better? They were until their quarterback just like shit the bed. Sorry, Zen, but it's what it is. Ooh, what's the last thing that goes through a bug's mind when it hits your windshield? I hope this is a joke, but I don't know. I may give them another chance post Jerry. Girl, I was talking shit about Jerry when I worked in the Cowboys. What do you call it? Like, they have a special name for it. The stores that they have that sell all the merch and everything. I worked in one, and that was one thing that I always bonded with customers over was how Jerry needs to go. So I was like shit talking my boss basically while that happened. Oops. I will never go over to the Rams. They'll always be the St. Louis Rams in my mind because that's what I grew up with them as. And now that they're in LA, I'm kind of like, I can't like that. I can't like that a little at all. It's but. Oh, now I see. Thanks, Foxy. Needed that. We get excited for underwhelming. Well, you are in luck, ma'am, because what you'll be getting is, except for Nancy, she'll be getting an extra. If she wins, she gets a better looking rock than the one that she brought to ladies' night. America's team is now the Seahawks. I want to say some political shit, but I won't. But that's funny. Oh no, that's exactly what happened. He choked in the playoffs like always. Well, I mean, yeah, it's like every Texas team ever, except for Dirk Nowitzki's Mavericks. That one series that they had, when they won the championship, that was awesome to watch. I think I was a sophomore in college, I think, when that happened. So that was rad. I tried to start a YouTube channel about procrastination. I still haven't uploaded the first video, but the thumbnail looks amazing. That's funny, Ted. You watch American football in Singapore? Now that is interesting. I would not have guessed that, you. The Cowboys used to be as strong as Jimmy Johnson's hairspray. I don't know if that will ever happen again. He put like, I wonder what brand of like pomade and hairspray that man was using, but he still has like the most luscious head of hair for an old man. I'm just like, this This guy. Just get him on I think he was sick a little while. He wasn't on his normal like Fox panel of football people that talk about stuff on game day. He was gone for a little while, but I'm glad he's back, looking a little bit thinner, albeit. So I'm hopeful that he's better and he's not just not well. I'm a little behind, but we have a salt club that does swap meets here. The area is getting more and more swap meets, but are just turning to commercial, in my opinion, instead of hobbyist swapping. I like hobbyist swapping. Hobbyist swapping is way better. They left LA and went to St. Louis and then came back. I don't know, Cecil. I just know them as the St. Louis Rams in my brain. That's just what I grew up with them being. And then all of a sudden they were in LA and I was like, what is happening here? Ooh, okay. You and his wife are 49er faithfuls. Well, then we automatically hate you as a Cowboys fan. That's just how it is. But we can still be homies. Just, I guess, not during football season. Let's see. Pomade is like the blue pill, but for hair. Bum, bum, bum. I was born in San Francisco, and the wife was born in Missouri and raised in San. Oh, that's cool. What are you guys doing in Singapore now? Huh. Interesting. Well, Ryan will still call the Raiders either Oakland. They're always in Oakland for me, depending on my mood, where they're going next, loyal fans. Thanks for the stream and have a good evening. Thanks, Asia. Oh, look at that. 701. I was an Oiler faithful, and then they went to the Titans, and then we moved my Nancy until the Texans got here, but now they still try to use our jerseys, so now I hate them too. It's not the same team, Nancy. That's not how football. It's not how it works. It's not the same. But yeah. All right. Well, 7:02 has come, or I guess 7 o'clock has come and gone. It is now 7:02. I need to go eat something before McStreamy starts at 8:30. And yeah, I don't think I've got anything else. I think I covered all of the main points for this week. Don't forget about the giveaway for next stream. That will be the last name on this month's list. So, ooh, that's fucking cool. You're an underwater welder? Fucking rad. Oh, that's so cool. My grandfather was a nuclear welder. And so I can appreciate a nice weld. But anyway, that's really cool. But anyhow, I will be back same time, same place next week. I'm not sure if Jodi-P will be here or not, but inshallah she will be. Fingers crossed. So yeah. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and we will see you next week. All right. Adios.